Welcome to Dollars, Lifestyle, and Charity, a finance podcast for gamers. Romans and I are both money guys, but we're also gamers, so we wanted to put this pod together to help gamers like us with some of their tough money topics that can sometimes feel as hard as a Souls boss.
We're talking budgeting, saving, paying off debt, and how to not fall for all the traps life throws at you.
Grab a health potion and let's start stacking gold IRL. This is DLC, a finance podcast for gamers. Welcome to Dollars, Lifestyle, and Charity, a finance podcast for gamers. I'm Scruffy, and this is Romans. And did Netflix just bring back my all-time favorite game mechanic?
I think Netflix is saving gaming, and we're going to talk about why.
Yes. So if you haven't heard, which you probably have heard by now, Netflix went through with a complete purchase of Warner Bros. What's really significant for us as gamers is it's not just the studio they purchased, but they also purchased Warner Bros. Games, which I think leads to a bunch of interesting IP that Netflix now has access to. But what I'm most excited about is they're getting access to a patented gameplay system that is one of my all-time favorite games and has created one of the most interesting gameplay devices I've ever seen in a game I've played. So we're going to talk about the purchase, a little bit about that, and then do a deep dive into the Nemesis System.
The Nemesis System. So if you've never heard of the Nemesis System, you probably have no idea what we're talking about and why it's a good feature. But it's been locked away since 2016, 17?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Because Shadow of War was 2017? I'm gonna look this up because I think it was 2017.
So it's been locked away 10 years, and I think the patent goes through 2031 when I looked it up. So it's
2031 or 2032, something like that. So it's never coming around.
Yeah, and when it finally expires, we can use it. And but anyways, we should talk back to what actually happened. So Netflix is buying Warner Brothers, like that.
Mm-hmm.
How much money? And how do we get some of that?
Work for Netflix, I guess, or be one of the founding investors of Netflix. Let's see. I neglected in the show notes to actually put the purchase price.
While you pull that up, I think it's really interesting that Netflix is essentially the thing it made obsolete, which was cable TV. If it keeps this up, is basically cable TV all over again.
100%.
So it's such a classic business thing to do. You come in as an innovator, you shake it, you disrupt it, you own it, and then you sell the thing you disrupted originally, and you become the bad guy all along, right? Was that saying, die as a hero, live long enough to be the villain?
Become the villain, yeah.
That's literally what Netflix is doing with this latest acquisition of Warner Bros. And there's a teaser that, I don't know if you heard this, but they apparently they want to buy Disney.
I heard that. I do not think Netflix is big enough to be able to buy Disney because just everything as Disney is and is involved in. But man, if Netflix is able to buy Disney, that's going to change literally everything.
Yeah, that's bigger than this entire episode if that happens. But I think they could do it. I think at the rate Netflix continues to grow, and bear in mind, they're not the most conservative valued company, but they really are the top dog when it comes to this. And it's so interesting, just seeing Netflix's rise. Whether it falls remains to be seen, but it's on this meteoric rise, where it used to borrow a couple key actors, and some folks would be like, well, what if you make a Netflix show? It's not a real movie. And now basically Netflix makes the realest of movies using the realest of actors. And if you're not in a Netflix original, you're probably not a real actor. Like, it's just so technology is so disruptive, and it's just so interesting to see Netflix come in. And it killed, what was it when it was was it Redbox? Did it? I forget.
Redbox, yeah.
Yeah, and they used to ship DVDs, so they killed Blockbuster. Now they killed cable TV. Now they might save gaming. hopefully.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So I was able to find it. It looks
Yeah.
like the deal is not fully publicized, but it's about $82 billion.
Oh, so it's pretty small. It's not that much money. So
82 billion. Just a small purchase.
just a couple bucks.
Well, what's crazy is like Disney bought all of Star Wars for 4 billion back in
Oh,
2016 whenever that happened.
wow.
So Warner Bros is getting 82 billion, which, obviously they have a lot more IP, like all of DC Comics. They have Harry Potter, they have Game of Thrones if you're into that. I think Mortal Kombat falls within Warner Bros as well. Um, so that's a
Yeah.
lot of very popular IP. You think about like a lot of games there too. There's been a lot of really good games with those IP that has come out. So it's interesting to see because Netflix at this point really hasn't done much in the gaming space. They've had some stuff um, on like the Netflix app. And there's been some games like there's a storytelling game that came out a couple of years back that was free if you had Netflix, which was a really cool feature. But up until then, I don't really know much, if anything, about Netflix being in the gaming industry at all. And it looks like this could be a really big play for them if they're able to utilize it well.
Yeah, they've been pretty much a joke. I've not even been compelled to try Netflix gaming, to be honest with you. I know I see it every time I'm scrolling to find the few shows I watch on there. But
Hmm.
yeah, pass. But hey, with Warner Brothers, if they use the Nemesis, imagine you have this thing. I don't to this day I don't think anyone understands why they didn't keep using it. Right? You took the time to lock down this thing, this cool mechanic, which uses AI, by the way. I'm not sure when we start talking about what the heck the Nemesis system is. Oh, maybe it's next.
It's in the
Yep,
it's the next
yep.
topic, yeah.
But it is, why hide it or why not use it? You took the time to do it
Yeah,
and you don't use it. I think that will, and now they have to sell, right? Now they have to sell Netflix because they've just mishandled all their IP and their assets. They've basically mishandled running their business. That now they have to take an exit, which maybe some of the ownership there wants to retire even richer than they already are, or maybe they're not because they don't. I think Star Wars wasn't doing well when it sold for 8 billion. I don't think. I think Lucas was mismanaging the Star Wars brand,
yeah,
and Marvel was definitely dying when Disney bought it. Like they bought
100%.
Disney bought a dead, dying horse, and brought it back to life, and now
Brought
killed
it
it
back to
again,
life, yeah.
and then milked it for all it's worth, and now it's dying by the wayside. That Fantastic Four movie,
And that's why we got
eh,
the Eternals.
oof, oof, yeah, they just, that's a topic for another day. Yeah,
But yeah, I think it'll be interesting because, we have Xbox Game Pass, there's PlayStation Plus, but if Netflix plays its card right, they could be one of those like gaming as a service subscriptions that people start buying. I mean, Warner Brothers has a lot of games already. Like if because I know Hogwarts Legacy was a big one. I know the Lego Star Wars game is TT Games, but that's still Warner Brothers that has their name on it. So the new Lego Batman, is that something that you can, if you subscribe to Netflix, you get to play the Lego Batman game when it comes out next year? That'd be interesting. That would be a really interesting way for them to like, if they are going to do like a games as a service type of thing, their launch title could be Lego Batman, and for some people that could be really compelling.
yeah. It takes a while to make a good game, so whatever this is, we're talking years out from now. But they definitely could. There's a lot of doors open to them. But on the flip side, they can make some sick movies then, right? They have all these assets that they could
Yeah,
hopefully make good things and not garbage. Netflix is I don't think it's 50-50, but man, when they miss, they really miss.
yeah, it's a mixed
So
bag for sure.
yeah. But I believe
Like
Netflix
they,
bought K-pop Demon Hunter, so they got somebody in there who knows how to make good decisions. So
yeah, yeah. That's. I mean, I was just about to bring that up. Sony decided not to make that movie. Netflix bought it and bought the biggest movie of the year and potentially of like the decade with how it's been going. If they
yeah,
can continue to make spin-offs, sing-alongs, all that stuff, that movie is just going to keep on running.
I forget the results. I think they bought it for 30 million. It's worth 100 million. I might be butchering the numbers now, but
Something
they
like that.
completely flubbed it. And this K-pop Demon Hunters is bigger than Frozen. I like it,
Yeah.
this K-pop is $1 billion franchise at this point, billions of dollars franchise. So and the singers are still milking
Wild.
it. EJ just had her, her and Audrey Nuna and oh man, I'm forgetting. Oh no, I forgot the one who played.
The
Is it
third.
Audrey? I think it's Audrey. They had their first no. They had their first true live performance, and they're crushing it.
Oh yeah, they had that at the Thanksgiving Day parade.
So that was one, but they did one after that,
Oh,
and
okay.
they killed
I
it
didn't
there
see
as
that.
well. So the
Hmm.
casting, man, they're yeah, good on them. It's a good body of work. So here's to a
Yeah.
sequel that won't be hot trash 10 years from now, however long it takes
Hope,
to make it.
hopefully.
But
I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, but sequels are never as good as the original. But yeah,
absolutely.
let's get into kind of the meat of what I for sure wanted to talk about is the Nemesis system, which is really what made Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War amazing games. Like, and we're talking about games that came out in 2014 and 2017. To this day, there is a YouTube channel I watch where someone will make videos about the orcs in Shadow of War and like farming different techniques, like following the stories of these orcs in Shadow of Mordor. On a game that came out in 2017, I think like he posted a video like a month ago about a game that came out in 2017. Like that's how good this Nemesis system is. So,
What is it?
Romans, did you ever play? Did you ever play Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War?
I watched it streamed. It was a very violent game, and my kids at the time
Yes.
were very young. So I'm like, how can I play a game where you're dismembering and, the executions, the combat was just very gruesome. And I'm like,
Yeah.
there was no point to me buying a game I'll never get to play. Right? Like I can't play, and my 6-year-old
Sure.
eyes get completely blasted by that stuff. So, but I did
Yeah.
watch it. I watched streamers play it. I'm very, very familiar with the game. I think it's a fantastic
Yeah.
system, and how it juggles abilities and the hierarchy.
Yeah.
It is such a shame. I'll let you explain what it is, and then I'll cry about it more.
Yeah. So the game the games are Lord of the Rings based games. They're based on a character that you never actually see in the movies that is basically half man, half wraith. And because of that, he has the ability to like take control of the minds of orcs. And the Nemesis system is what the game producers made to like the AI that they gave the orcs. So what's really interesting about this is every single member of the game, like every single orc, will remember you, remember your combat style, the moves that you used against them, and it will remember how you treat other orcs, and everything all comes together to form this really, really interactive gameplay where, like, for me, when I was playing this game, I primarily was running an archer build and I get to like the second big fortress that I have to take down, and every single orc I ran into had a feature that they couldn't be surprised by a an arrow. Like they would catch it and then call me out, and I would have to fight them not with archery. But it really where this gets really really interesting is it's not just like every boss that has this feature. It's every single individual orc. So they all have names and they all remember your actions. So you can like have a level 1 enemy that eventually can become the most powerful orc in the game if you play it right. And they will like randomly betray you. You'll be in the middle of this giant battle trying to take a castle or something like that, trying to make a raid, and then one of your orcs betrays you, and then instead of fighting, even on even ground, you're being betrayed by some of your own orcs, and it was revolutionary where it came out. It still is revolutionary because no game I have ever played has come remotely close to how dynamic that Nemesis system was.
But you can't because the patent covers an idea, not exactly technology. So you saying you haven't seen it close because nobody wants to get that close to getting sued.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers laid a trap and made sure no one could do it. Like to think that you could own the idea where enemies could track prior behavior, past actions, and reorder themselves into a hierarchy of who's on top, and then juggle the traits. Like that's I can't help but think that's such a that should have not have been a patent. I know we'll probably get that there, but it should
Hmm.
not. That idea is too general. You can apply that to anything. Like, and it really shows you how sensitive the gaming industry is. No one has challenged the patent. No one has gone. To your comment, no one has seen anyone close. No one. We lost at least a decade of innovation because you can't touch it. So yeah, the game is very cool though.
Yeah.
I love seeing the. It's so funny the way the characters would act too. The dialogue is so
Yeah.
funny when they get toppled, when they get knocked off or whatnot, or when each time they
Hmm.
die. Like that's the part that confused me. I never understood that. Like, wait, didn't you just kill the guy? How did he? And they come back. I'm like, wait, what? I guess.
Yeah. So you can resurrect orcs, and what's really interesting is the more times you resurrect an orc, the more crazy they get. So you can they can be literally start off as like a super eloquent orc that'll have a full conversation with you as you're fighting, and then you resurrect them, keep resurrecting the orc, and then all of a sudden they're just completely mad, a berserker, and even that would change the entire class. It could be like a commander orc that would be like bringing other orcs in. Yeah, so I think you made a really good point that I kind of want to dive into a little bit is the idea of gameplay patents. And I am absolutely not for it. I think, like you just said, because of this specific gameplay patent that they filed, I think in 2012, that's good until 2031, means that no one can even try to make a game that has the same system in it, which means that anyone who has an idea that resembles this or wants to try this in a different universe, like imagine what some of the Assassin's Creed games could have been like if you had NPCs that remember every single thing you do, whether and some other games IP. Like I know for me, I love the Jedi Survivor games, and Disney at one point Lucas Arts wanted to make a bounty hunter game where like you would be interacting with different elements of the underworld. If you had had different bounty hunters that remembered everything that happened, or even just like non-IP games, unique games that have their own ideas, they are hamstrung because they can't do this. And I mean, this is not the only example of these games that have these gameplay patents, but I think it's really bad for the industry because it forces people to think within the lines, especially when it's coming to game development, which it shuts down people's creativity. So I think it's, yeah, overall a really bad thing for gaming in general. And hopefully Netflix is able to, I mean, they have the patent, but now they are probably, hopefully they have some people that have vision for how they could use a system like this beyond two games in the span of 20 years.
Yeah, it takes years to make a good game, and if it expires in 2031, we're pretty much at that point where someone should start developing games with it. Like, if I were a game developer, I would start doing it now. And as soon as that date ends in 2031, drop the first Nemesis game and scoop up all that. You know how many copies you'll sell just knowing that you have the Nemesis system in your game? People will buy it blindly, just celebrating. It's like getting out of jail. It's like a game mechanic that served its time, getting released for jail from false imprisonment. Uh, and yeah, we could use it. So interesting. And you can use that for anything. There's so many. I would probably remake games with it included. I probably would get away with that, right? Like you could imagine a Smash Brothers game where you had the Nemesis system in it, and you're just trying to get to the end and seeing all of that play in. It could be super fun. Like
Hmm.
it could be fun. Uh,
Yeah, I think because of the patent, we really don't know what the limitations of a system like this could be because no one's been able to touch it. So, yeah, I initially didn't think about this, but I saw I watched a video and people were commenting on it, and they're like, "Yeah, Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor," and they were just going through like all the IP that Netflix has access to because of this deal now, and I'm like, "Wait a second. Shadow of War is one of my all-time favorite games because of the Nemesis system. I wonder what it's going to be like if you have other EP or other games just in general that are able to bring this system in. And man, I'm excited. I'm hoping that Netflix sees the opportunity for it because the system as it is almost 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old at this point.
mm-hmm.
So all the innovation we've had with AI over the past 9 years hasn't been presumably hasn't even touched the system at all. So those of you who have played Shadow of War, you remember how good this system was. Imagine 9 years worth of better AI that are added in. How dynamic this is actually going to be.
Well, hopefully Netflix uses it because we have 6 more years of waiting, or hopefully they kill it. Hopefully they somehow listen to the raging fans who say, "Kill it now that you own, free it, right? Release it from prison."
Yeah,
That would be very. If Netflix did that, that would be such a shot in the arm. They would earn so much gamer street cred. It would be insane. Uh,
there's no way they're doing
yeah,
that.
they they
There's
they
no way
they
they're.
they'd give up for their cuties movies where they're exploiting children. They would just all.
Yeah, I highly doubt they'll do it. I mean, it's interesting because I don't really know a ton of the patent law around gameplay or anything like that. But like we've talked about this a number of times, but the golden games that are coming out right now are indie developers that have unique ideas. And this is a piece of technology or a gameplay mechanic, whatever it is, whether it's, I don't exactly know how it works, but imagine what someone who is really passionate, has a creative idea, would be able to do with something like that. So I don't know how many like gameplay patents there are out there, but I really do think it's not a good thing for the industry in general. And on a broader level, I think it hamstrings creativity in a lot of ways.
Well, hopefully, no other game mechanics ever get passed again, and Nintendo lost its right to throw a ball in Japan.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the U.S. follows suit and also throws a ridiculous patent out. They want to patent the ability to throw a ball to capture a monster, like or like how far from a ball to a trap. Like we throw traps in real life to catch animals. Like what?
No, it's patented by Nintendo. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Ugh. Game mechanics bad, or game mechanic patents are bad, and the end. Um,
Yeah.
because I think one of the things that we talk about, or I don't know if we talked about here, is to make a game, to even copy someone. There's so many layers to a game. You might steal one feature, but you still have to work on the back end. You still have to work on how the fundamentals of what a game has, how it saves, the base mechanics of animation, how the character moves around. There's so many things that even if you essentially steal someone's mechanic, you have to do so much work to steal the rest. It's I can't even say it, but making a patent for a gameplay mechanic is just makes absolutely no sense because there's so much more to a game, and we've survived, right? Like most people don't even know what the Nemesis system is for the past 9 years. And
Yeah.
it's stifled innovation, but the gaming industry is strong and vibrant as ever. So we don't need your stinking Nemesis system, right? Like the gaming industry and the gamers, we've all just said, screw you. We don't need you. But it would have been nice to have, right? Like, so now we had ice cream, no whipped cream, because the Nemesis System and the whipped cream is in jail for 10 years, with 5 more years
Yeah.
left to serve. 6 more years technically, but yeah.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting. I think, like I said, we don't really have any precedent on what Netflix is going to do for games. So I think it could be really good. But yeah, it's kind of a wait and see. But I'm definitely excited about what this means in general for the potential of the future of gaming because man, I can't tell you how much fun I've had on that game. And it's one of those games where like the replayability is through the roof because you're never going to have the same ability. And like the how the fun of the game is building an army, like finding out how you're going to conquer different fortresses and building your army of orc lieutenants is it's so much fun and it's making me want to go back and play it as we're talking about it. I really want to at some point. But yeah, I think there's a lot of reasons for optimism, but we'll see. Interested to hear what you guys think. Do you think Netflix is going to use this well? Do you think it's something that they're even going to look at? Do you think it's possible that they'll release it to the public? I sincerely doubt it because I think they'll see it as like, oh, this is technology we can make money off of, and we have it until 2036, which is I looked it up. It is the patent lasts until 2036,
Oh,
so
it's
11 more
terrible.
years.
Oh God, it's serving its time. Hey, before we go, I would just want to talk about where I am. I'm in Los Angeles. I'm in a VIP hairdresser makeup room. Obviously, none of that's happening. And there's a 1% chance I could meet Keanu Reeves. A way more than 1% chance I meet Kaisa and a bunch of big content creators over the next 2 days. So pretty cool. Here helping a charity raise money to help kids with distraction therapy in hospitals called Games for
Mm.
Love. And it's the Masquerade Gamer Gala that's happening tomorrow, which obviously will be a week late. So by the time you see this, it's already happened. So hopefully, in a future episode, I'll have a cool recap of what happened and maybe some cool footage of folks I met. So stay tuned for that.
Make sure you make sure you tell Keanu he's breathtaking.
That joke has to be dead in the scene. He probably is super annoyed if he hears it. I'm gonna. How about I not do that?
Oh man, how do you not love Keanu Reeves though, man? So many great movies.
Yeah, he's pretty much a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Yeah, all-star list of movies. But yeah, love to hear what you guys think about the Netflix acquisition of Warner Bros. And this has been Dollars Lifestyle and Charity Finance Podcast for Gamers. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.